I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I just didn't know how. I grew up in a traditional Asian household. I was raised to either become a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer. And I actually didn't even know how to spell entrepreneur. I didn't know how to pronounce it. And I didn't really know what it meant until I was in my early 20s. It's crazy because I remember the exact day I learned about this word entrepreneur, right? I was coming home from somewhere and all my friends were hanging out in front of my house for some reason. They were pre-gaming or drinking before going out. And I remember pulling up to my house and my friends asking me if I wanted to go out that night. And at the time, I didn't really go out. So I stayed home that night, and I remember on my laptop, I searched up how to make $1 million. And I remember watching the speaker on stage talking about becoming an entrepreneur, talking about how being a doctor and whatever, you can only serve so many people in a day. So you can serve so many patients in a single day. But when you are an entrepreneur and you have something to offer, you can serve the world. And that's when my mind changed and I started studying everything I could about the word entrepreneurship. And to be honest, probably the first couple of years, I was more of a entrepreneur because I was just trying everything possible to get some type of business going and see some kind of success. Hey, my name is Jordan Lee. I'm 28 years old and I make around $350,000 per year here in Orange County, California. So I started my digital marketing agency in 2018, the end of 2018, right before COVID and the whole lockdown quarantine happened in 2019 and all of 2020 pretty much. And at the time I felt like I just started my business at the worst time and this is not for me, right? It just wasn't going my way. But I stuck with it and just stayed consistent, just kept on going at it, and now I've been able to grow it to multiple six figures per year. And it's funny how I stumbled upon it. I was, for the longest time, like I said, I was trying so many different things in the beginning of my entrepreneurship journey, where in the beginning of my years, I was more of a entrepreneur, just talking about it, you know, talking about wanting to have a business, starting something, could be anything, whatever it was. And so I set out to do so many different things that, you know, I made so many mistakes and things didn't work out. And one day my buddy actually said, hey, my little brother just bought this like course on teaching how to social media management, digital marketing services and stuff like that. And you know, at the time I was willing to try anything because nothing was working out for me. So I went through this course and it kind of just was the beginning on shining light on what's possible, what you can do. My goal was to be able to work from home, work from anywhere in the world, make good amount of money from it. And this course or this business model was something that really intrigued me and gave me those things that I wanted. I had zero experience, zero knowledge, very little to no money when I started this business, and it was tough times. I actually started from my bedroom, which is the same bedroom that I'm sitting at now, with a couple of upgrades and stuff like that. But I started from my bedroom without anything and I just kept at it, got a ton of rejections, didn't know what I was doing. I graduated from college and my plan was to become a doctor, but I knew that wasn't the route for me. I wanted to start my own business. So instead of going to school to become a physical therapist or a doctor, I decided to take some time away from school and just kind of see where this could take me. So how I spend my money is I try to spend minimum and only on the necessary things because my goal is long term and I'm actually trying to get some rental properties and stuff like that. So the fastest way to my goal is to make a lot of money and keep as much of it as possible. So I try to only spend things on necessary things. So lucky for me, I still live with my parents, so my rent is free. I don't have to pay rent free, which I'm so blessed for. But this year I am planning to get my own place as well as buy some properties and hopefully even the house, right? So that is the goal, and I've been able to achieve that goal because my spending habits of just keeping as much money as possible while making as much and only spending on necessary things. Transportation, so I mean obviously there's gas and stuff like that, and gas prices has been a little high lately, but no, it's all good. I recently just got a new C63. I was driving a Toyota Camry for a 96, 95 Toyota Camry for about 12 years, and I thought it was time for an upgrade now that I'm doing somewhat a little bit better, so I upgraded my car to a C63. And the payment on that is about $800 a a month, but I just schedule a automatic payment every single month for $900 just so I can be on top of things and hopefully get it paid a little bit faster, I guess. I'll spend anywhere between $300 to $500 on food and groceries going out to eat. Me and my girlfriend, we do like to go out to eat and eat good, so we typically do spend around that amount, or I spend around that amount on just going out to eat, taking out the family and going out to eat and just eating out. So on random purchases like entertainment, gas, and all that good stuff, I'll probably spend an additional $500 to $1,000 a month, depending on how much I'm going out that month or whatever the case may be. My business expenses are probably the most, even though I don't have a lot of overhead for my business, but I do like to reinvest into it. So, you know, consulting, I'll purchase consulting courses, coaching, and advertisement and stuff like that, and that will range anywhere between $5,000 to $8,000 every single month that I invest. And I guess the key word there is invest. Even though there are some expenses there, I look at it as more of an investment and not really me forced to pay an expense, right? So it's something to grow it in pursuit to, you know, grow my income. I do have automated transactions on stocks that I purchase on a bi-weekly basis. It's not a whole lot, but I don't even remember what I have it set on. I just know that I am up on my stocks, and I'll invest about $300 every 2 weeks, so it comes about $600 a month. Not a whole lot, but just something that I keep long-term on a cost basis, or whatever that strategy is called. I also have my Vanguard brokerage account where I invest $300 every single week, so that comes out to be $1,200 a month that I'm investing in, I guess, safe stocks, things that are gonna grow no matter what. Even though it's a slower rate, it's kind of like guaranteed. And I just do that just to have something, just to make me feel like I'm investing and putting money aside to something good. I also have my Vanguard Roth IRA, and this is my retirement account. And basically I max that out every single year at $6,000. So for the most part, that is pretty much sums up all of my spendings. Like I said, I do try to spend minimum and only on necessary things, because my goal is to get more properties and get into the real estate game and stuff like that. That is really my next step. And the fastest way to get there is to, you know, just keep stacking up until I'm ready to make that move, which is coming up soon this year. Why I chose to stick with digital marketing over all the other business models I've tried, and believe me, I've tried a whole lot of online businesses and just things in general to, you know, have an income. And I guess the reason why I stuck with digital marketing the longest and why it's worked out so well for me is because I enjoy working with business owners, and I enjoy helping people grow their businesses. I think I have like a really true passion that I didn't know about until I started doing it, and it was very rewarding for me to really consult people and business owners where, you know, they're just good at what it is that they do, right? So whatever it is that they specialize in, but when it comes to the marketing and actually growing their business, they needed help with it. I felt like I had that knowledge, or I was passionate about talking about it, doing it, and I think that's why it has led me to my success, or somewhat success in it, is because I truly enjoy doing that. I think the biggest challenge as a business owner in general, for myself, I would say, is being able to disconnect from your business, right? As your founder of your business is kind of like your baby, right? You always want to give it attention, so it's so hard to disconnect from it. And from there, if you're always working, doing a whole bunch of different things, you know, there's gonna be some stress, some anxieties and stuff like that. So the best way I deal with that and manage my emotions and make sure I'm in good spiritual health is that I exercise every single day, and sometimes even twice a day, right? The more the merrier, I guess. And these aren't like super high intense, but I'll typically wake up, go to the gym, get my workout in, and then come home, do my, you know, routine, eating and stuff like that, and then I'll get to work for the afternoon, couple hours of that, and at night I'll either go play basketball with my buddies, or I'll go on a 4-mile walk around the park near my house, which adds up to about 8,000 something or so steps. So a lot of exercises going on, and it helps me clear my mind, helps my mind stay clear, and that way I can be focused and stay sane. Growing up with my family in an Asian traditional household, you know, I remember mentioning that I wanted to own a business and things like that. But in the Asian household, my parents told me they are more of a middle class family, of hardworking middle class family. They are immigrants to here, and you know, they always saw business as a risk, a gamble, and they didn't really recommend I go that route. So they were always trying to push me to go to school and graduate, you know, become a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. So So, and I actually did that. I actually went to college and I was planning to become a doctor. I actually graduated. I was en route to go to PT school because that was my route. I didn't even feel like that was my passion, but because I was set up, I was wired to become a doctor, I went to school, and yeah, I graduated with my bachelor's degree, was gonna go to PT school to become a doctor, but I decided, I just knew that it wasn't for me to go to school for an extra, 3 to 5 years or whatever it was and become a physical therapist, especially when I was working at an office, and I just felt like it wasn't for me. It wasn't exciting enough. It wasn't uplifting enough or whatever it was. It didn't get the excitement out of me. So I took some time off and that's where I was kind of like just trying everything, trying a bunch of different things until I stumbled upon digital marketing. I stuck with that and grew the business to now, close to around 350K a year and on track to hit $1 million. My money goal right now is to be as financially free as possible. So I knew that the end goal was to be financially free, be able to just, have time freedom, work from anywhere or work very little. So I built a vehicle, right? I was trying to find a vehicle that will help me get there. And I knew that real estate was always another thing that I needed to get into, or I felt like I needed to get into to reach that final destination. But in order to get to real estate, you need to have some capital. And I didn't really know how to get the capital. So I knew that I needed to start a business in order to get that cap. And so I was trying out so many different business models, and I feel like this digital marketing agency was that vehicle that I needed, that I built. It's a solid vehicle to help me gain that capital. Now that I do have it, I'm now, slowly transitioning and not leaving the whole marketing and agency side, but, entering that next step of buying properties, house hacking, and just getting started with all that. So I'm super excited that's going to be happening this year. And once we get that going, and I feel like I'll be able to have my business, a lot of it's already automated too. It's only going to be more refined and more efficient as I keep on growing it. But now I'm going to have my business model, which is my vehicle that brings in the capital. My real estate is going to bring in that passive income, and that is going to help me reach my ultimate goal of financial and time freedom. So my name is Jordan, and I hope you enjoyed my story. This is all about my millennial money journey. If you enjoyed it, drop a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video.